Ready? Have we been rolling this entire time?
No. We're on now. We're on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Film Hustlers.
What's up, guys?
Dude, that was smooth, wasn't it?
That was pretty good. That was your best so far, Robert.
Too smooth.
I feel relaxed. I feel excited.
Gummies?
No. But before I get started, I just want to thank and acknowledge our sponsor, our friend, Russ Emanuel and ExtremeMusic.com, because without them, we probably wouldn't be doing this. And they've been an incredible support, not only for our show, but also for all of the content that we make. You know, we use their music. We use ExtremeMusic.com to find music for our movies, for our podcast, for anything we do. You did 2 movies. You used them. Yep. I did an entire documentary where I used nothing but their music.
Yeah.
So they are the best in the biz, and if you need music for any content that you're producing, you guys got to check them out. ExtremeMusic.com. Thanks, Russ.
Good looking out, Russ. He's the guy. Now if we could just get him for this other project. Russ, you listening? You hear me?
Hey, so we got a lot to talk about, fellas.
Yeah, we do.
First of all, I want to say we did raise a total so far of $45,000. Is that correct? Yeah, that is
47,000.
Right. No, we spent
47.
Oh, shit.
We raised 45 for Beautiful Darkness.
The pigeons put us over.
Damn.
Yeah, but we did.
We needed those damn pigeons.
I'm going to talk less today. I'm going to let you guys talk, but let me just set this up. So we've been raising. I don't know. I'm going to say a couple months ago, we threw our hat over the fence.
Yep.
Threw our ass over the fence.
Both.
Threw our hat over the fence and said, we're going to raise money for a short. We pitched shorts. We picked one. You wrote it. We talked to Emilio Rivera about starring in it. We were going to go after Edward James Olmos, but he wasn't available. We then went after this terrific actor named Efren Figueroa,
Yep.
who is been around for years. He did Star Maps, got nominated for Independent Spirit Award. He's an amazing actor.
Yep.
Then we were at a fitting at my house.
Yep.
And someone mentioned Pepe Serna, who was also a legend.
Yep.
Emilio says, I'll call him.
Well, you and I were trying to get him. We couldn't get to him.
We couldn't get to him. Emilio says, I'll call him. Calls him. Next thing you know, Pepe Serna's dying, the dying dad in our movie.
Yep.
I called an old friend of mine to play Mark.
Who was amazing, by the way.
Who was amazing. Thank you, Rick Livingston.
Yeah.
And then we had your son, Nico, play Ethan.
Yep.
So roundabout...
And Davy Dave was the hitman?
David Dave could have been a hitman. You don't know.
He had a phone, though.
But we shot this movie this past weekend. It's in the can. We raised $45,000 on the show. Now, some of it we raised after we got off the show that Friday. So technically, there's about 2 investors that we didn't get on the show.
Right.
So, but that's okay because it happens. You heard some of the investor conversations. The other ones were pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Right. So,
and we can get one of our investors on.
Yeah, we should get them back on. But we are a little short. The film still has to be developed. The film still has to be transferred. The film still has to be color corrected. We still have to do sound. We still have to do music. We have to mix, and we have to create a DCP. All those things are outside of our budget currently.
Damn.
That's a lot, by the way. So,
and you need a new car, Robert.
Exactly. So this movie cost more than we raised, but we're not afraid of it because we've come this far, and we're going to finish it up properly, and and we've got our sponsors, so we obviously can use some of that money to pay for the movie. So we'll see what happens.
What do we need? What do we need? How much more would you say to finish this strong?
I would say 15,000 is a strong
15
finish.
to 20?
20 would be you get everything. 15, we squeak by.
Yeah, so anybody out there listening, 20K.
Come on down.
Come on in.
Come meet us.
Come on in.
But I want to hear from you guys. So how was the process of doing the short and putting it all together? Tootie directed, he wrote it. Dave produced it alongside me, and it was amazing. But I want to hear from you guys. Like, what did you learn? What did you feel? What was it like?
Okay, I'm going to tell you. So every night I go home, And before bed, put the kids away, make dinner, make lunches. I have my gummy, and my tea. So it's like a fight, 2 weeks ago before the thing, I was like, oh, damn, I got 2 weeks, right? A little nervous, gummy's kicking in. It's okay. As it gets closer, it intensifies, right? To the point where you say, like, this is it. It's going down. Like, there's no fear. It's straightforward. It's the bell rings. I'm coming out first round. I'm going straight at it. Prepared, shot list, went over the script every night in my head, on paper. I talked to Ryan Galvan, who is our DP and also our producer, and
Ryan Galvan Camera Productions.
There you go. And who was also, when we talked to him on the show, he was about doing it on film. You weren't too happy about doing it on film.
Well, it wasn't that I wasn't happy. It's just when you're trying to do something small, I think there's two things. You're thinking about budget. You're thinking about amount of takes that you could have,
right.
About that, you can do a lot on digital these days, and it is a faster way to work, and it's less expensive, quite honestly. But I wasn't. Here's the thing. I got to say this before you keep going. The thing is that as a producer, as a content creator, you have to think of the 10,000 movies that are being made every year independently that all these people are out there making.
Yeah.
What's the difference between what you're doing and what they're doing?
Yeah.
And I think that's where I kind of went kicking and screaming, but I knew that to be unique, you have to have a unique idea. And there was a unique idea there that everyone wanted to be part of, which was shooting on film, having our Caravaggio kind of look, having this dark movie where, people die, and having this deep-seated sort of relationship with life and with your dad and all that stuff. So it was special.
Yeah, it was extremely special. And so Galvan and I were on the same page. And, Thursday night, the day before, we prepped right here where we're sitting, and we had everything ready to go. So was I nervous Friday? Yeah, of course I was. I'm working with Emilio Rivera and your buddy Rick Livingston, who was an amazing actor, and we're shooting on film. We don't got a lot of room for...
Everyone was crying the whole time.
Dude, it was like
being chick crybabies.
Dude, it was like an emotional roller coaster. I was spent every night when I went home, and 3.5 pages the first day. Took us, 10 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when I did like Made in Mexico, we were doing like 15 pages some days. We were fucking busting it out. But again, we weren't shooting on film. It didn't need a specific type of lighting. Everything was so thought out on this project, which is great. That's why it's going to make it so special. That it was taxing mentally, emotionally, physically. I started getting cramps, fucking legs tightening up. But at the end of the day, it was all worth it, without a doubt. Like, now would I shoot this on film, the feature version? Yeah, but it had to be a lot of money and a lot of time.
Well, we're also thinking, what I hadn't thought about before is it could be a series, a limited series.
I love that.
And I heard one of you guys mentioned it, that Euphoria shoots on film. So it's possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing. I would be totally down for that.
And it looks great, by the way. Euphoria looks amazing.
Does it?
Yes.
I think I checked out the first season. But yeah, I think that when you decide to do something and you're scared, and if you go back a couple of shows, I was nervous about. I think there's a momentum that comes with asking people for money.
Yeah.
Or asking people to support you and things like this. And I think the more busy you are, the easier it is to throw it out there and have it not mean as much to you. Because, sometimes you can get really in your head. If I ask you for money and you say no, it could negatively affect me asking someone else. But if you got so much going on and so much momentum with other projects and other things, just throw it out, see what comes back.
Yeah.
Sometimes the momentum of you as a human being and working in the business and doing stuff attracts people.
Yeah.
But I was nervous. We started asking people support you. People have worked with me and have gotten their money back. That helped.
Yeah.
People listen to the show. They know what you, me, and Dave are trying to do here.
Yeah.
And it's exciting.
Yeah.
So people jumped on.
Yeah. And it was, all in all, I mean, yes, it was taxing, it was tiring, but I didn't want it to end. Like I really didn't. I mean,
That's cute.
No, it's truth. I was cramping up. I wasn't sleeping. You know, every morning I was up at 5:30. I was in bed by like 11:30. Plus, I had Uncle Paulie staying with me, and so a couple nights Paulie was like, "Hey, can we go grab a drink after this?" I'm really, dude, a drink. Come on, just what?
Did Uncle Paulie cry during the show?
He did.
He
did because my grandma passed away in February.
Yeah.
And that scene he said with Pepe Serna, he had to walk away. It was deep, dude. It was.
Hey, bro, Pepe dying
was hardcore, dude.
Was impressive.
Yeah.
Like that guy. Like it's funny because you do these projects and he could have ended up being an extra. Jesus, I was telling you like, hey, I'll bring my brother.
Yeah.
Like, who's not an actor at all, by the way. But that's what you like. That's where your head's at when you're trying to put together a project. You're thinking like, oh, I know someone. That could do it. You know, I think even for the Mark character, the thing about the Mark character is I always thought he should be super like seasoned.
Yeah.
I never thought that character could just be, any character. Also, I think that character needed to be not Latino because otherwise we're like full Latino. But it's kind of fun, we're all Latinos.
Yeah.
Editors Latino, our DP's Latino.
Yeah.
I mean, our cast it's really cool. I mean, it's a really cool project. But yeah, it was. I think when it comes right down to it, you start a project, you don't know how it's going to end up, but the right thing happens as long as you have your heart in doing something unique and special. Look, for Dave and I, all we wanted to do was have it prepared so that everyone can play on the day that you work. You don't want people going like, oh, I forgot the nail. Oh, I forgot the piece of art.
Yeah.
Stanky, who invested in this project, he sent a piece of art.
Yeah.
And I got it at my house, and I took it to the set, and art department put it up.
Yeah.
I brought an Almaraz. I asked for permission from Elsa. She said, yes, we put it up.
Yeah.
Everything that was needed, we did.
Yeah.
I think you got to tell the story about the birds, though. And the park, by the way.
Oh, yeah, which was a crazy ordeal because, so anybody who doesn't know, obtaining a film permit in the city of L.A. is one thing. But then to produce a permit in a park inside of the city of LA is another a whole different thing.
That's a racket.
It is a racket. So there's two different permits, two different permissions,
two different fees.
Two different fees. So you got a permit fee, and then you actually have an application fee. So which I thought the application fee was the permit. I was like, oh, we paid that already. She was like, no, that's the application fee. So and to be honest with you, like communicating with those people, like they take for granted that everyone has done this before, and like we should be knowing what to do.
Yeah.
And every time I called, I said, "Hey, listen, it's my first time." I didn't care if I was talking to the same person or not. So I told them, "Hey, listen, the first time I'm doing this, please help me, show me anything."
Yeah.
And their emails, they really didn't explain too much, but what I found out too, I went through back through the emails, and they were sending like duplicate stuff, and it wasn't making sense. So it was kind of their mess up on some things, just because they weren't being the most helpful. But there was a couple guys that were helpful, but we had to escalate it. But so that was the one thing for the park permit and the city permit. The next thing was you had a scene that required birds, pigeons.
Yep.
So here's another permit. So we had to attach an animal permit to the city permit and the film permit.
So we got park permit, we got city of LA permit, and now we got bird permit.
An animal permit, yeah.
Animal permit.
Right. So
all three different fees.
All three different ones, yeah. And then the fee to use the birds, to rent the birds was one thing, was one cost, of course. And then they came with handlers, so it was two handlers. So we had to pay for two handlers and birds.
Bro, it was like a Verizon bill where you're like, wait, what's that fee? Wait a minute, what's that fee?
The Verizon bill,
the Verizon bill where they're like tax on tax.
Yeah, so
this is the processing fee and this is the phone fee, but this is also the screen fee. Like it was crazy.
That was the ordeal with producing something at Griffith Park, which turned out looking great.
Yeah.
We had a great location. We had the birds did their job. I'm assuming you liked what you saw.
It's funny because the first two takes of the birds didn't work out.
Yeah.
Like the birds took off and they weren't eating anymore. They weren't hungry, and the trainers kind of looked at us, and because on the monitor it didn't work. You know what I mean? It did and it didn't. Then there was one more time when Galvan said, let's try it one more. Because I was like, damn, you know, like, we're on film. You know what I mean? Like, so we did. I threw a prayer. So please, please, please let these birds stay, please. And, yeah, they stayed. And they stayed right in frame. And they stayed right on their mark. And they ate. And we got some good stuff. And one bird actually did that. He put his head up and he, and so like, it was great. Like, me and Triana were like hitting each other next to the monitor watching it. And it ended up working out. And but, that's going to be really
it was beautiful. Scene. The whole thing, man. I look back at those days and I think like every single thing that got shot, every scene that was done, even the thing that you thought of afterwards, which was let's have Santoro be walking to the park the next day.
Right.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's an amazing shot. By the way, written and directed by Rodney Ranks right there.
Yeah.
Going a fade into black for the rest of the credits. It's gonna be amazing.
Now there was nights. I think the second night, I went to bed at like midnight, and I had to get up at 5. And I remember like jumping out of bed, going, "Oh shit! We didn't get that shot," which we did end up needing, which was fine. And then again, I woke up a little while later, thinking because one of our actors, they weren't quite hitting their lines properly. And then I woke up for some reason thinking, is Rich, our editor, going to be able to cut this together because he's not on book? You know what I mean? Like,
well, you can also get a VO.
We could also get a VO,
both of them.
You know, it's those things that, like, you know, you eyes open in the middle of the night, going, "Oh shit, did we get this? Did we not get this? Is that going to work?
Yeah. Okay,
just try to go to sleep, but then your brain's going already, and you.
But it was awesome. I mean, it was probably better than I expected.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you know why it was? Because it was a motherfucking Film Hustler
production. That's correct. That's correct. But let me just run it down real fast. So we did use SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, for the movie. I filled out all the paperwork. I was nervous like I always am. And it turns out that for shorts, they do care, but not quite as much as they do when you're spending a bunch of money.
It's not like they're going to show up.
No. So, well, and that's not the concern. The concern is that you need a production number to clear the actors. Well, it turns out I didn't have to clear the actors. Station 12. When you station 12 someone, you clear them, make sure their paperwork's all straight. Turns out you didn't have to do that for a short.
Oh, wow. Good to know.
You've got Triana, you've got Ryan Galvan, you've got all these yourself.
Triana's Ryan's girlfriend.
Dave. Well, Triana is the focus puller.
Yeah.
Assistant camera.
Yeah. Who's very talented.
Very talented. But
very helpful.
The thing that's unique about these situations is that if you didn't stop them, they would shoot until they passed out.
Well, it's an interesting dynamic on the set because as like directing it, so Ryan, the way that him and Triana work, Ryan is fucking focused. Like in the first AD, who's, you know, he's the ball breaker. He's the one saying, okay, we got to go.
Tough job.
It is a tough job. You know, there was times where I could feel him looking at me. He was this far away and I wouldn't acknowledge him because what is he going to tell me? We got to turn around. We got to go. And we're not done. You know, but Galvan is like a G. He doesn't pay attention to anybody. He sets up his shit. He sets up his camera. He gets what he wants. Then he'll look over at you and say, what's up? You know, which is good. So
well, someone's got to take care of the business that's on camera, you know, and that's his job. So he somehow have to interpret what the director's thinking, what you guys already talked about,
right, and
what he has to get done.
Right.
And if he's not ready, even when he was like at the end of the night, I think he was like, "Ooh, so I'm out of I don't have any more film packed into these little mini boxes, so I got to go pack more." And we were like literally at the end of the time.
Yeah.
And he's out there like
yeah,
you know, and like what are you going to do? Like you can't be mad.
Yeah.
Like we're all in it for the same reason, to make a great movie, right?
Yeah.
We didn't come all the way out there with all this crew and rent a house and to just leave without the shots, right?
Yeah.
We're going to get the
and
shots.
We got everything.
We got everything. It was amazing. So if you're planning on doing a short, fill out your paperwork with SAG. It's not a big deal. You could defer everybody. So literally, if we had worked with actors that weren't big actors, they could have signed a waiver saying we don't get paid until you make money, maybe.
Okay.
So they would have worked for free.
How about Taft-Hartley's on short? Can that
Well, you
happen?
know what's interesting? I thought you could Taft-Hartley people on shorts.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think there was different rules. I thought if you're making a movie with SAG, you're making a movie with SAG. Turns out when I asked for the Taft-Hartley paperwork for the short, they were like, we don't that's not in this contract. Mm-hmm. So it ends up becoming a non-union G, right? So there's an Exhibit G is like the hours that a certain actor works that gets sent to the payroll company that eventually gets sent to SAG. So there's two different ones. There's if you're non-union, there's a non-union G. Still goes through SAG. I think you still pay dues. Mm-hmm. And then there's the union guys. So there's different rules, but there is no Taft-Hartley in shorts.
Interesting. And also what I learned too is the pay rate is a lot lower for shorts than regular features.
Yeah, you could pay someone $0 as long as you accept it. I can pay you $0, and you can defer it. And if the movie ever makes money, you get your pay. We didn't do that.
And even the scale.
I think scale's like. I think it's a negotiable rate. Actually,
right.
I think it could be anything.
Right. It's not the same as
$50, $100. It could be anything.
Damn.
Yeah. They want you to pay the dues so that people have health insurance.
Yeah.
Like I totally get it.
Yeah.
They have great insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have great insurance. So we did. The SAG thing works, and then everything. There was this great, awesome website called Gigster.com.
Yeah.
Where I went and I found the house that we ended up using, and it was like $100 and something an hour with a 5-hour minimum. I was like, this is amazing. And I called, and you didn't need a permit. No, just show up. You don't need a permit.
Really?
Yeah, no permit. That's what was crazy is that most of the shoot was pretty simple. We did have to buy insurance, and Griffith Park did not help because they needed a certain level of insurance. So I had to keep upping it. So at first it was like $1,000 for insurance for your production insurance. Then they were like, oh, you're going to Griffith Park. Well, it's $1,200. Oh, you're renting a film camera. That's another $300. So it just kept going up, and the insurance
like that Verizon bill.
Yeah, the insurance ended up costing like $1,700 or $1,800 because we kept using stuff that was too expensive. But it's okay. But it's interesting that the park itself, because we found that spot, if you're going to rent a park, you have to get all these permits. If you're going to have animals there, you got to have an animal permit. You have to have someone helping you at the park. But there's no way around it. If you're going to shoot at the park, you have to do all these things. So the park and the pigeons ended up costing, gosh, I want to say it ended up costing like $4,000.
Yeah.
And I think it's more, actually.
Yeah, I think it's closer to 45, maybe 42.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And that wasn't even a long day. That was just a short
that
day.
was the shortest day.
Yeah, we were done by 3 that day, which was awesome. But
yeah, it was awesome. But yeah,
we should have shot more there just because we paid so much damn money.
So the film hustlers did their film. I'm going to talk about us like we're in third person.
Yeah.
We did the movie. I think it's going to be very good. I'm looking forward to seeing a cut of it. And Rich Alarcon is going to have all of the film
this week,
tomorrow.
Wow. So he's going to start cutting, and he's going to love this. He's going to love this film. So we might see it sooner than later. Well,
yeah.
the string out.
I mean, we'll see a string out, and I think we'll see how we feel about it, and then we'll decide what kind of festivals we're going to go to and stuff. In the meantime, we should post as many pictures or specific pictures online that we can. And I've been thinking about sharing the budget with people if they want to see what we spent and where. Yeah, because I figured it all out and I have it on a sheet. How much we spent for camera, how much we spent for crew.
I think by the time we hit a festival, I think that's the time to show it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll make it available eventually, or if you're really curious, you can DM us and we'll send you the budget so you can see like where we spent the money.
Slide into the DM.
But it was definitely, we had to pay actors to get the kind of actors we wanted. You had to really take care of them, so that we had to handle that. We really got lucky because Tico ended up giving us lunch 2 days in a row.
Yeah, that's right. T's Place in Sunland hooked it up.
Is that where T's Place in Sunland?
Yeah, T's Place in Sunland.
Wait a minute, in Sunland, that's far.
It's not.
No.
It's not
Oh,
too
no, it's
far.
not that far.
It's
Okay.
right. It's right off the 210. But yeah, no, he hooked it up, man. Tico, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, buddy. That
Shout
was
out.
awesome. The ribs, the ribs were
He
amazing.
brought Korean barbecue ribs.
But we also had
grilled
burritos
ribs.
for breakfast.
Oh yeah,
Those
we
were
had
amazing, too.
great
Whose were those
burritos.
from?
That's from a place in Riverside, Castanedas.
Castanedas. Ooh, Castanedas hooked
Didn't
us up
mess
too.
around.
But yeah, you have to have food. I picked up the coffee and donuts
Thank you.
the second and third day. Didn't
Yep.
have
Yeah,
donuts the first
which
day.
is good.
You picked up Sam's Club, all of the snacks.
All the fixins, all the paperware.
We
what
had
do you call it?
water,
all, that,
all
you
kinds
know,
of
all the
stuff.
stuff you need.
Sodas. Everyone seemed
Sodas.
very happy. So we ran it like a real,
We weren't missing
honest to God
anything.
movie.
No.
No, we were missing
No.
nothing, and we only had 17 crew
Oh,
total,
got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
plus us.
Yeah.
So really 20.
Yeah.
20 people, not a lot of trucks. No one complained about not having a chair. No one complained about not having a dressing room. Everyone, even the day at Santoro's house, there was only one bedroom, and we were using it. So
Yeah.
none of the actors could even have a kind of a private
Oh,
area.
that's
but
true.
they didn't complain.
No.
You know, our
cool.
guys
That's
were
right.
our guys were solid. No, dude, it was. I gotta say, if you listen to the show and you know, and you want to make your own movie, this was. It sounds easy. It was harder than we're making it sound. But once you set a time period that you're going to do something and you start to do it, it just happens.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
magic
Yeah,
happens
yeah,
when
yeah.
you set out to do it properly, you know, and you know,
I learned that this time.
hats off to the investors, dude, because
Yeah.
they never hesitated. They jumped in right away, and
They
to
were
be honest,
there. Some of them were there.
some of them were there. To be honest, if they don't jump in, we don't do it, you know.
Yeah.
Can't do it. So
Yeah, yeah.
got to tip our hat to them, and yeah, what were you saying, David?
No, I learned that you know it's not easy, man. It's not easy.
But nothing in life that's worth it is easy. You know
It's
what I mean?
easy if you prepare. It's easy if you
Yes.
Yeah.
communicate, right? You have to
Yes.
stay in communication with all
Yes.
of the people. It's not easy because it takes time.
That's
right?
true.
You have to be laying in
Yeah.
bed at midnight, texting
Yes.
people and reminding people.
Yeah.
And hey,
Yes.
I texted you many times, going like, "Hey, dude, are you ready with this stuff?
Yep.
Can we have a gun here for Emilio tomorrow?" Like some of the stuff you didn't really have to have, but if you didn't have it and they asked for it, then you're in that position, right? So it's nice to have
Yeah.
conversations about like, look, just be ready, just have it here, just meet with them, let's have a conversation. You never want to show up the day of a shoot not having discussed or seen what you're going to be
Yeah.
using that day.
And you know,
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
it was good because even when I asked Emilio, like what kind of, I think I showed him the prop guns I had, and he goes, I would use a 38, which is in the script. You know, I put a 38 snub nose because it was in his his jacket pocket. Because the bigger gun, he wouldn't be able to
Conceal.
And shout out to my guy Chris Ivory at Sergio Tacchini, because he hooked us up with those tracksuits, and my guy looked fire.
And those were awesome.
Yeah,
they
those
were
were
awesome.
incredible. I had questions about that too.
I'm wearing one on a red carpet on Saturday. By the
Are
way.
you really?
Are you really?
Yeah.
There
what,
we go.
What red
The-
carpet? What red carpet?
What's the
Academy
80,
Awards?
80 and Brady and 80? What is it?
Oh, 80,
Oh, nice.
80 and Brady?
that
Yeah.
one. Anyways, but yeah, the maroon one.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, they were
Dave.
badass. They were badass.
And he looked badass, huh?
Yeah, he did. Like
Yeah.
like I said before, I'm not a producer that has gets involved with style because I really have none. Like I don't have a good take on style. But I was concerned about the tracksuits because I couldn't see Emilio wearing one. But you know what? They were super slick, very very cool looking and unique and different. And that's what you want to do. You want to do stuff that's unique and different in movies. Oh yeah, is it different than any other projects that you've done before?
You know, yes and no. I mean, shooting on film and working with like Emilio and Rick and these guys, there was a little more pressure, I would say, than like Made in Mexico or The Kiss or the other little projects, Good Life, that I've done. But it was just more intense, especially because the script, what it was. You know, we're talking about some deep stuff.
I did feel, look, as a producer, Dave, we did this. We produced every location. We produced everything that needed to be there.
Yep.
So that a director and actors can just walk into the space and create.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the whole point of producing.
Yeah,
if you can't produce it, then they can't do their jobs. If they get there and all they're doing is setting things up to try to make it right,
Right.
then we didn't do our job.
No, and that was like that was the difference between all the little small indie projects I've done. That I was that guy, like, set decorating, and I was worried about wardrobe, and I was like, I was doing all this shit. Oh fuck, catering, I gotta get food for these guys, and then I gotta go and I gotta be in this scene. I didn't have to do any of that, like, which was great. I could just call for, oh, we need, where's the gun?
Art department.
Come flying in.
Yeah.
Here's the gun. Oh,
Yeah.
where's look, can we hang a religious picture right here? Yeah, art department. They come flying in. Or we don't have anything. We'll be back in 10 minutes. There's a store down the street that has.
Right.
So it was really comforting.
Everything.
Yeah.
Floorboard, whatever we needed.
Whatever
No,
we needed, yeah.
The script is great. You did a great job. The actors,
Thank
the crew, everyone
Everybody.
involved really stepped up, and we all came across the finish line together. That's
This
for
is
sure.
the first. It ain't the last.
The first Film Hustlers production. But
Yeah.
I do want to say it was an absolute pleasure to work with all the actors. Like I said, we all crossed the finish line together. It was definitely a great experience. And the last thing I want to say about it is, even though the script is deep and it's different and dark, I was telling Dave, after shooting that weekend, I realized there's so much more backstory to these characters. There's so much that Emilio as Mendoza could, end up doing and end up living, and the idea that, Santoro, is waiting for him, and there's a lot to do there. I think it could be a series. I think it could be a really dark, interesting, series.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens, but to be continued. And we did it, and thanks for listening, and thanks for supporting us, and and the dreams of making film, and it's alive and well here at Film Hustlers. We did a good job, and we finished it, and we got to thank all of our investors and people that supported us, and we're gonna move on to the next.
Yeah,
Hey,
absolutely.
Congratulations. All right, guys, no, seriously, congratulations, and we'll see you next time on Film Hustlers.